So you just got engaged. First off, congratulations. I remember when I got engaged and I thought I had it all figured out until I realized how much I did not know. Trust me, it's a journey and I'm here to guide you through it. I'm Shamaila, your go-to wedding planner, helping you thrive in one of the most exciting seasons of your life. I've planned over 1,000 events and I'm here to help you throughout this process. There are endless checklists out there for brides, but this one is especially for my Desi brides. Managing cultural expectations and traditions, I've got your back. First things first, pause and enjoy. Before diving into wedding planning, take some time to savor your engagement. Celebrate with your closest family and friends. Give yourselves a break to enjoy the excitement of the moment. You'll want to be in a happy, stress-free place before starting the next big steps because face it, in just a few short weeks, you're going to be bombarded with questions that you just don't have the answers for. When is the wedding? How many people are coming? Who's invited? Where's your designer coming from? Where's the wedding going to be? Am I invited? How many guests? What colors are you wearing? What dances should we practice? The list goes on and on. Just take a second, pause, and enjoy. Starting to plan a wedding can be a daunting and overwhelming task. There are so many opinions, especially with the Desi wedding. There's a ton of family involvement, which can at times be helpful, but let's face it, a lot of times it's a lot to take in. So how do you really start in a way that makes it easier for you to compartmentalize the tasks at hand? Number one, your guest list. This is the very first thing I always tell brides to do. You can't set a budget or find a venue without having a guest list. And throwing out arbitrary numbers like, anywhere from 300 to 500 guests, that's just not going to work. Get your family to work on their guest list and have your fiance's family do the same. Have that guest list ready because that number will impact everything from your venue search to your budget. Number two, set your vision. Big or traditional, intimate or modern, somewhere in between. Before you ask your mom, your grandma, your aunties, your cousins, ask yourself. Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest are going to be your best friends. Start pinning your outfits, ideas, decor, florals, all of your inspo, dream it all up on your own before you ask for others' opinions. Pro tip, don't add these screenshots to your phone. Start a Google Drive list and document everything in one place so later on when you want to reference it, it's all in one place, ready to go and you're not having to dig around. Number three, discuss dates. Desi weddings often revolve around auspicious dates or when family from abroad can come into town. So try to find a few key weekends that are going to work as options and make sure that they're going to be available in case your dream venue isn't available for one of your key dates. Number four, hire a planner. If you have the means and budget to hire a planner, do so right from the start so they can help guide you throughout the process. Or if you don't have the budget for a full planning service, hire at least a day of or month of coordinator immediately. Because even though they won't be working with you until much closer to the event, they can be super helpful in at least providing you with some recommendations on vendors and venues that fit into your budget before you even start searching for yourself. Number five, budget basics. Make sure to sit down with your fiance and your families because Desi weddings can get expensive fast. Because let's be honest, more is always better, right? But trust me, setting clear financial boundaries now will save you a lot of time and stress later on. And making sure that you understand what's out there in the market before you begin is also going to be super helpful. So have a clear vision and budget because that'll make everything easier in the process. So now you've been engaged, you have a date range that you're kind of looking at, you have your eyes on a planner or coordinator, and you have a budget in mind with a guest list. So what's next and what order do you follow? I think starting the actual process gets very overwhelming, so try to follow the steps in this order. Number one, your venue. Book your venue first. This is if you don't have a planner that's helping with you and you have a venue that you love, book your venue first and foremost because this solidifies the date that your wedding is going to be on. And if you book your vendors first, then later on find out that your venue isn't available, you're going to have to go back and risk changing all of those vendor contracts. So don't do that. Book your venue first and then everything else can fall into place. The best venues on popular dates also get booked up at least a year in advance, so start calling now or hire a planner to help with this process. Desi weddings also come with multiple events, mainly sangeet, haldi, ceremony, reception, and more. So you need the right vendors to bring your vision to life. Here's where to start once you booked your venue. Number one, wedding planner. Okay, I might be a little biased, but having a wedding planner, especially for a Desi wedding, will save you your sanity. Trust me. I mentioned this before, but as a reminder, book a planner or at least please book a coordinator. Number two, Photo and video. You're gonna want someone who understands your culture, traditions, and also can capture these moments, because honestly, at the end of the day, your photos and videos are the only things that really last. And pro tip, if you are gonna hire a photo and video company, try to have an engagement session with them beforehand. They can kind of figure out your vibe, and that way you can feel comfortable in front of a camera. Number 3, hair and makeup. The good artists book up quickly, especially the ones who understand desi weddings, jewelry setting, dupatta pinning, sari pinning. Do not wait. Book your desi makeup artist right away. And a pro tip is, if you're not really into makeup or haven't really done transformative bridal makeup, book a makeup trial to make sure that person's a good fit. Next is going to be things like catering. Catering and having good food at a desi wedding is a must. So you have to have a good vendor for that. DJ and lighting, of course, to make sure you keep the party going. And the biggest thing that a lot of people think about at desi weddings is your decor. So that's anywhere from your florist to the person who's doing the draping, the dance floor, the rentals of the chairs, the linens, napkin, etc. Everything coming in. That's a huge one as well. But I would say go in the order that I mentioned, because there's a lot of great designers who can handle desi weddings, but there's only a handful of specialty makeup artists or specialty caterers or specialty DJs. Once you've booked all of your major vendors that we just talked about, then you can move on to your minor vendors. Minor vendors are vendors that are nice to have, but not going to make or break your event. So of course you can't have a wedding without a caterer, but you might be able to have one without a dessert vendor. So a minor vendor are things like that. A photo booth vendor, dessert vendors, maybe cake, something fun to have like live entertainment. Those are the minor vendors you want to focus on once you've kind of already dedicated your budget towards your major vendors. And the last thing you're going to want to worry about is stationery. So things that really make your event look cohesive on the day of, such as signage for your welcome sign, your signage on the actual table, your table numbers, your program, etc. That's kind of the last thing you're going to want to worry about when it comes to wedding planning. Separately, for my brides out here, this is for you. Now here's something important, and promise me you'll do this. This wedding season is demanding, and honestly, I've seen a lot of brides go into decision fatigue, so start to put yourself first. You're going to want to start a skincare routine early, so you're going to be able to get that radiant bridal glow. So start doing your skincare as soon as you get engaged, and then stay active. Do things like yoga, dance, or even simple walks can help you stay energized and get your mind off of the wedding planning stress. Thirdly, take breaks. Wedding planning can be overwhelming, and your mental health is just as important as the wedding details. I've seen way too many brides burn out on their wedding day. We don't want that. We want a happy bride who enjoys every moment. So make sure to take care of yourself. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and journey, so enjoy every step of it. With the right planning and planner and a whole lot of love, your wedding will be everything you've ever dreamed of. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more wedding tips, and drop your desi wedding questions into the comments below. Here's to planning your desi wedding one step at a time.